I spent 4 years being emotionally starved by a woman who punished me with silence every time I refused to bend. And the one time I finally held my ground, she brought a therapist into the ambush. What happened after I walked out of that session changed everything. 4 years. 4 years of giving everything I had to a woman who treated my loyalty like a floor she could walk on. Every time I held a boundary, Delia went cold. Not upset cold, strategic cold. The kind of silence that lasted exactly long enough to make me apologize for things I hadn't done wrong. I called it a quirk. It was a weapon. I kept making excuses because the good days were genuinely good. But the good days were bait, and I didn't see that until much later. The breaking point came after I refused to cancel a weekend trip with my friends because she decided she wanted me home. I said no for probably the third time in our entire relationship. She went silent for 4 days, and when she finally spoke, she told me I needed to work on being less masculine, that my need for independence was a toxic trait she couldn't keep absorbing. I stared at her and didn't even know what to say. She suggested couples therapy. I thought it was progress. I was wrong. The therapist clearly had a one-sided picture. Within 10 minutes, she was asking me about my control issues and my resistance to emotional vulnerability. Delia sat there looking wounded while I tried to explain I'd simply said no to canceling a trip. The therapist nodded at everything Delia said and kept reframing my basic self-respect as a problem I needed to fix. I stood up, said this wasn't therapy, and walked out. That night I found a forum online, men who had been through the exact same pattern. The cold punishment, the reframing of normal limits as toxic behavior, the erosion. Reading their stories, I felt something loosen in my chest. I wasn't crazy. I wasn't too masculine. I had just spent 4 years being slowly dismantled. I ended things that week. 6 months later, Delia texted me. The new guy she'd moved toward was gone. She said she'd been doing a lot of reflection. She said she missed what we had. I read it twice, then I deleted it. What we had was me disappearing, one apology at a time. I'm not going back to that. I'm just not.